During their first year of marriage, Josh and Liz Lockman saved enough money to move from Indiana to Redding, California, where they enrolled in Bethel's School of Ministry. But before long, they were running out of money.
We went with a lot of faith that God would do great things, and it actually turned out to be very hard. I was stressed out about finances like most of the time.
Josh kept trying to get jobs while we were in Redding, California, and no jobs were coming.
We really felt like if we didn't get financial provision, we'd have to go home down to less than $5 and starting to get behind on some of the bills.
When there was income, Josh and Liz were always faithful to tithe, a discipline they both practiced since they were young.
So it wasn't ever a question of, should we stop tithing? No, we knew, like, you honor God first, and then He'll take care of everything else.
With only a few dollars left and bills continuing to mount, they stayed up all night praying for a miracle. The next day in class, God answered their prayer when their teacher, Chris Valentin, made an announcement.
Anyone that is going to go home if money doesn't come in, stand up. And so Josh and I, of course, we stood up.
And then Chris Valentin asked the other students to give money to the ones that needed it.
And a bunch of students swarmed us. And then from then on, we had, more miracles and just a consistent flow. Miracles just kept coming.
I mean, it was a direct answer to prayer. So, and we got enough money to encourage us and to keep going.
He definitely showed up. Yeah.
They finished the year of school and moved back to Indiana, where Josh got a job in construction. Still, they lived paycheck to paycheck. Frustrated, Josh turned to the Bible for answers.
I'd get verses on financial provision, write them on 3x5 cards and memorize them, meditate on them. I saw it was His will in His Word to provide and bless His kids, and I started to have faith for that.
So with new confidence, they once again turned to God for help when they needed an idea for a second income.
And we both knelt down together by the bed, and we asked God for a second income. I saw a picture in my mind of a honeybee, and Josh saw a picture of a honey stick. And we saw it separately, and we'd never talked about beekeeping before.
What God was speaking to me was honeybees would be a second income.
They began keeping bees and selling honey. They then moved to the Atlanta area, and Josh added bee removal services. Soon, the business was thriving.
At the time, I had no idea what it would become. It was just almost started like a hobby more than a second income, but it grew it beyond my wildest expectations.
So what happened is we tripled our income, so from what we had before.
Josh and Liz believe their success stems from their commitment to trust God and tithe. One ministry they give to is CBN.
We know in God's word that it says, give and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together. And so for us, when we give to God and we look for good ground where we're like, that's a good ministry to give to, we know we're going to reap a good harvest. And when we have access to His generosity and we can ask for anything, we end up becoming generous. And we end up seeing that we can never outgive God, ever.
As they look to the future, Josh and Liz believe God will continue to provide as they trust Him with their lives and finances.
I'm just confident that He'll provide and I don't have to worry. He says, seek first His kingdom and everything will be added unto you. And I found that to be very true.